Hi, if you're watching this video now, it's because you've decided that you want to take advantage of the time that we have now to get ready for year 11. So, when we thought about what we wanted to give to you year 10s going into year 11, it was to look at some of the texts that we didn't get examined on this time and start doing some preparation so that you hit the ground running in year 11. So, we're going to do a really simple task today, and it'll probably take me about 5 or 6 minutes to explain it through for you, and then the work is there for you to be able to do. So we're going to look at spider quotes, and we're going to look at what that means. It is a way of being able to develop our ideas from the quotes that we might learn for our exam, okay, and show you that you actually don't need many, because it's what you're going to do with those quotes, and we'll be able to look at analysing one quote in a number of different ways, being able to pick out different keywords and phrases to look at more closely. And also, and this is really important because I think students sometimes forget this, the quotes are only there as almost like coat hangers to hang your ideas off. The ideas being, what you are doing, what you want to say about the text, okay? So one of the things that I'll talk to you about is I'm going to give you an example of a spider quote. So there are a number of quotes for us to look at here. I think I've done you about half a dozen, ranging from the beginning to the ending of the play. So I'm going to start off with this from Act 1, Scene 2. Now, it's not the first mention of Macbeth. The witches mention him right at the very end of Act 1, Scene 1. But it's the first time where we ever hear anything about Macbeth. And I think it's really, really crucial the way that Shakespeare introduced him. So if you're ever writing an exam answer about Macbeth, really, really great place to start. So we had this report on Macbeth's conduct on the battlefield from the wounded captain. For brave Macbeth, for well he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution. So let's have a look and see what we can do with that, because I think there's plenty to go at here. So the first thing to do is, if I was looking at a quote, I'd want to set it in context, okay? Explaining that the very first sort of news we have of Macbeth is that he's had a key role in defeating the invading Norwegian army, and also MacDonald and the traitorous lords. Okay, so this is really important. So what happens is this quote right at the start of the play sets out our expectations of Macbeth, and the two words that come to mind for me when we're looking at this is heroic and relentless. So I'm going to look with those ideas and move on a bit from them. So you can see I sort of colour coded what I'm looking at, so it's really clear which bits I'm picking out. So the first thing I'm going to say is we can see that he's courageous. Okay, we're told that he's brave straight away. That is the adjective that is used to describe him. So straight away, Shakespeare's setting the scene for what to expect from Macbeth. Macbeth, I don't know who he is. Okay, and I think well he deserves that name. It just shows that he is deserving of that reputation that he has. Okay, well he deserves that name. So we know that the fact he's called brave, he really deserves. So it's reinforcing that idea that he's someone to be admired and respected. But interestingly, and so I'm just have to move this little picture of me out of the way. Apologies for that. Okay, so the next thing we get, though, is it talks about him disdaining fortune. And I think what's really interesting about the disdaining fortune is that he has no thought for the danger that he's in. That means he doesn't care about where this might lead him. He's got that battle rage, and he's going to move forward, and nothing's going to stop him. So that's really important, and I think that links to that word about that I use, relentless. Okay, so straight away within the first sort of couple of lines, really, we've got a clear idea of what he's like. But the bit that I really like is within that we can see that he's, as well as the brave, courageous, no thought for his own safety, we can see the violence in there, and we look at the idea of smoked with bloody execution. And first of all, the fact that it's described, the killing is described as bloody, so it gives us an idea of just how visceral it is, and just how savage Macbeth can be. And the fact it's called execution, I think, is really interesting because maybe there's a suggestion there of justice, that the people he kills deserves it because, after all, execution is a punishment for a crime. So I wonder if there's a little reference there. But I really like the idea that his brandished steely sword smokes with bloody execution, almost as if it's moving so quickly. It's it's um, it's hacking away at such a pace that it literally seems to be gaining heat. So I think it's a wonderful image that Shakespeare uses there, the idea of it in smoking with bloody execution. And maybe, you can almost picture this battle on a sort of cold, damp Scottish moor and the steam rising from the bloodied sword as blood spills. Really great image that Shakespeare uses here. So we want to pull this together because we're going to use this quote. What we really want to do is we want to be able to look at how this sets us up and what it tells us about the character in this stage of the play. Well, I think we get two things here. First of all, that Macbeth is good. At this point, he's a powerful good. He's a hero. But should he ever turn bad, should he ever become evil, look what his potential for destruction is. This absolute savage beast. What would he be capable of doing? Okay, so that's how I've worked at this. This is what I've done. I'm only going to keep you another minute just to say, as you go through this, what you will see is I've given you 5 or 6 more quotes that you can look at. And what they do is they do tend to go through the course of the play, going all the way to Act 5, so we can track that difference in Macbeth's character. And for each one, as you'll probably see, I've given you little prompts, things to focus on in your annotations and notes. And I think if you can do this and have a really good go at this, you're going to be really well set up for any kind of essay that you might write about Macbeth next year. Okay, I hope that's been useful. Thanks very much.